All right. Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Let's go ahead and get right into The Dark Descent.
Must be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is I am Daniel.
For a second, I thought I heard footsteps. And it is possible. It's very dark here, so I am playing this in the daytime. Oh, something's going on. Not much to see here. For the there we go. Light it up, light it up, light it up. I'm on fire. So, again, before I was so rudely interrupted by that windstorm. Gosh. Don't you see I'm trying to talk, guys? Crucifixion. I don't know this. Old archives. He fell to the kitchen floor. Tears were beginning to well in his eyes as he received his first kick in the stomach. Hazel remained hidden in fear she too would be punished. I believe is what it said. I'm a slow reader. If you stick with me, you'll learn that. I'm a very slow reader. Witnessing unsettling events will reduce your sanity. It can be increased by completing puzzles and making progress. Okay. It's also dark. I feel like I need to find some light. Here's some light. Where's in here? Okay. Gulp. Keep following the liquid. Alright, this is where I came from. I got the tinder boxes from here. You'll have to forgive me, I'm not the greatest at puzzles. Ooh. Good. There we go. No, I'm hearing stuff. When feeling probably shouldn't have done that. Well, at least I can save some oil. Alright. Was that a puzzle? I don't really think it was, because I just picked up a lantern. Regardless, moving on to the next stage. Next phase? Something. Next area. Sort of. Still pretty much at the beginning. Can I put this on fire? No. That'd be cool.
August 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Ooh, very interesting. Ooh, I like it, I like it. I've never been into, like, non-action games. Like, shooty bang bang, fighting with a sword, weapons, melee, things like that. So I was really kind of excited to jump into something like this, where it requires more puzzle solving and hopefully a good story. And I'm not one to be super critical on a game story or a movie story. Basically, what I look for, or any redeeming qualities for me, would be, does it make me think about anything? Then no. I like my brain off action type movies, but I do appreciate a story that makes me think, even if it's something super simple. I kind of relate everything back to kind of my experience as a husband and father, and kind of what I was trying to say earlier, that kind of becoming a fan into this genre kind of started after my daughter was born, because I really started thinking about what kind of legacy I was going to leave for her, what kind of man I was going to be for my daughter, and, you know, now my son, and my soon-to-be third-born son, as well as, of course, as my wife. Like, what am I doing that'll make me being gone, like, what memories am I leaving? Like, I know it's kind of strange when you think about horror, because I used to associate horror with jump scares, but I find that the good ones really kind of make you think about the fear of death, which makes you wonder Are you afraid of dying because maybe deep down subconsciously you feel like you haven't lived? I mean, that's the way I kind of take it.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
So I gotta go there, I think, but I always like to explore, look around. I think I kind of lost my train of thought, like essentially really just thinking about how I'm living my life. Am I a source of inspiration for my kids, for my wife? Can't go that way. Let me go where the game is telling me to go. Jumping. What if we've already killed Alexander? And this is future attempts, and really I'm just repeating the cycle. Can't be torn by hands or tools. Maybe that's the blood. The blood is from Alexander. We shall see. We shall see. Alright, let's go to the left. Always go left. I don't know if that's real or not. Alright, I need a key for the wine cellar. The lack of a chimney to properly vent the fumes from my most recent experiments has taken its toll on many of my less stable ingredients in storage. Some seem unaffected, but many are stained by the fumes and will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can and move them to the wine cellar.
There should be more coop racks. Let me see. And one part aquafortis.
This is my third attempt to produce artificial vitae.
Vita. Vita.
Vita. The former compounds lack the potency I need, but I sense I'm close. Calamine and orpiment are given. Calamine and orpiment are a given, and the cuprite binds them well. This time I will attempt aqua regia instead of aqua fortis, in hope it will produce a more even solution. The experiment was unsuccessful. The solution is highly acid and proves impractical to put to any use except as a detergent. The organic tissue reacts especially violently to the solution and should be handled with the greatest care. I might be able to use the recipe, but I'm losing hope that I will find an alchemic solution to my predicament. Get out of here. One day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I wouldn't be able to go on. When I find myself doing terrible things, I take comfort in you. As long as I am able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. I weep for them. They lust for power without restraint, where I only crave fair judgment and a safe return. Jump scare.
May 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum. May 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
Oh. I know it's kind of blurry, but it looks like a skull. Like a skeleton head. Interesting. I want to assume that these paintings are based off real world paintings. Forgive me, that sounds super dumb. It just seems like these are real life paintings that they chose to put in here for the story. Alright, got some oil. Gotcha. Keep pushing the wrong button. Oh. I had 3 things of oil. Dumb. I am dumb. Throw paper.
May 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light. It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the walls. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
The mother lode. Look at that. Look at all this. All these goodies. I feel like there's a boss fight coming up. Where's my gun? It said not breakable by hand, but it broke? Unless I'm just dyslexic.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
Alstadt and Brennenburg Castle, 1801. Another region rich with lore is Alstadt, deep within the East Prussian woods. For centuries, there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbor, Castle Brennenburg. The quiet forest-clad mountains dressed with scattered lakes, albeit picturesque, as the area is haunted. Forest-clad mountains dressed with scattered lakes is as picturesque as any local camping you will hear, albeit a widespread superstition, it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment.
One eternity later.
Get out of my way. Okay, so there's a mechanism in here. There's this. What am I looking for? All these boxes I threw in the way, and now, okay. Got it. See, I'm not that dumb. Goodness gracious, guys. You had no faith in me. It only took me like 2 days. Crystal clear. Alright, cool. It's kind of like me in real life. The dumber I behave, the worse I feel. Key! Pick up the wine cellar key. Oh. A slight headache. I felt crystal clear for about 5 seconds. Okay. So, that is not a skull face. Hey. Can't blame me for thinking. I mean, come on. Alright. Regarding the closing of the wine cellar. Wilhelm and his fools have endangered my research long enough with their absent-minded handling of the human vessels.
We are not doing that again.
I just pick up a tinderbox and use it. I feel like I'm missing the point. Well, I should be preserving it. I just see a candle and I want to light it. I like the light. Light is good. Oh my gosh. Is it the darkness? I just have to go see. It's like Kingdom Hearts. The dark. Go to the light. This is where I was. It's like, I feel like I'm looking for this, whatever this thing is. Alright. I got a key. Oh. Oh gosh. Alright, let's go back to where we were. See if this key will work. Wait, what is it? Wine cellar? Okay. Am I dead? What just happened? Okay. Well, that was a waste of a tinder. Goodness. That sucks. Gameplay. There we go. We got our weapon, guys. We have our weapon. What was this?
What's happening? Oh, feels like my chest is going to burst.
My God, Wilhelm, do something!
Accept it. We're not getting out of here.
How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
The acceptance of death. I always wonder what it would take to get someone to that point, and clearly it's not something I've ever had to experience, but when you're at that point where you just accept death as inevitable, that next step, that next, you know, stage in existence, where your mind is at that point, or I don't know. It's a really strange concept. Cooperite. So far, I'm enjoying the game. I think it's pretty cool. Definitely interested to see where it goes. Which is, I mean, it's pretty much what I was saying at the beginning. Like, what does this game have to say? And don't get me wrong, I play well, not as much now, but I'm open to all types of games. So I play, the GTAs, the Call of Duties. Like, I don't need my games to be bigger or try to be bigger than what they are. I do appreciate when a game gets me to think more than just in puzzle solving. I really like thinking about what is perspective on life, like what does the author have to say, and how can that make me think about my own life. We only have one life, given, that's been given to us, and I just want to think about, I must not miss this, where is my life headed, and what effect am I having on other people, as well as how am I improving day by day. This year has really kind of been a year of reflection, to say the least. At least these first 3 months. Just what am I doing to end 2021 better than where I started? So I guess that's where my head is at, and what I'm thinking through as I live each day. Is this the... Oh, probably shouldn't have done that. There is fall damage in this game. Hold down and do a circular motion with the right stick to turn the wheel. Okay, there we go. Alright. Does that count as puzzle solving? It became impossible to avoid. The commotion in the streets begged for his attention. As he opened the shutters, the French soldiers opened fire on the two young men fighting back. Their voices were silenced in a haze of gun smoke. Alright, now to the refinery. Don't slam myself in the face. Dissolve. Be gone.
It sure is dark in here.
Yes, and there's a good reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason? For the darkness, that is.
Stay close. Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Daniel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
So you have to hide in the dark, but also the dark will mess with your sanity. So two things to keep an eye on. Jeez. All right. I think I'll go ahead and stop here. I hear my wife is home. So if you want to continue down this journey with me, uh, please feel free to join me in the next video. But definitely it was a good time. Looking forward to doing more of this. I know it's kind of my first time, but hey, we'll only get better. But thanks for sticking around. Take care.